My name is Rob Balzano. I'm the CEO of Citation Jet Pilots. We're an owner pilot association, better known as CJP. We've been around since 2008, and we have also the CJP Safety and Education Foundation that does some great work since it's been about 7 or 8 years now with the Safety Foundation. I'm here to talk to you today as the working group chair for the Owner Pilot Association part of UPRTA. Most of you who have been on have heard about UPRTA and what we are doing and what our main goals are. What I'm going to talk to you today about is how OPAs, Owner Pilot Associations, can get involved and why you want to get involved. Here's the why. First of all, the loss of control in flight is the leading cause of fatal accidents in general aviation. We know that, and that has been for a long time, and we want to prevent that. General aviation makes up most of the flying worldwide, and the Owner Pilots Association are the largest group of aircraft owners in general aviation. 25 to 35% of all of owner pilots belong to some sort of owner pilot association. So you can see where we're going with this. We have a lot of pull. We had a lot of influence. A lot of those owner pilot associations are made up of single pilot operations. And the data is showing us that 8.6 times higher risk of fatalities for those loss of control in flight. We want to diminish that, and we think we can do that by leveraging the power of our OPAs. Now, we are uniquely positioned for these reasons here. The direct impact on safety. We want to be able to promote and facilitate UPRT training. We want to empower the members. We want to get together as a group of owner pilot associations and really target the training. We want to tailor the needs to the owner pilot. And each one of those OPAs are different. There's going to be rotary wing. There's going to be jet aircraft. There's going to be newer pilots. There's going to be more experienced pilots. UPRT, it doesn't matter. Loss of control in flight, it doesn't matter. Matter of fact, we have seen a spike where after a certain amount of hours, the higher the number of hours, there is some complacency involved. And so this training needs to be done over and over again. There needs to be proficiency and currency. Our OPAs have a community trust and influence. So we would like to get together. We'd like to increase the member engagement, share best practices, share the experiences, and really cross-pollinate amongst and between the OPAs. The advocacy and awareness that our OPAs share is really important. We want to help shape the future of training for UPRT training. And again, this may be different. It is going to be different than the Part 121 operators, different than the general aviation, and it's going to be different for each one of those segments. So we want to, again, utilize the power of the OPAs and ultimately save lives and reduce those loss of control in flight. And just to emphasize how important this is, I have 2 case studies here, one of King Air. And if you look at the date there, this happened last month. So obviously there's not a lot of information, but enough here to pique your interest. So this happened near Fort Worth, Texas. It was a local proficiency training flight. And the preliminary data shows that there were 2 owner pilots on board. It's a single pilot operation. They were in a descending left spiral turn, and the aircraft continued down into this death spiral and ultimately crashed into a trailer park, killing both on board. The initial findings do name loss of control in flight, failure to recognize, failure to apply the appropriate procedures to recover from that. So again, had these members been able to recognize where the line is, where they can control the aircraft, where those upset recoveries are coming from and how to recover from them, I'd like to think that would have been a different story. Next case study, getting from the turboprops now into the jet aircraft, just to show that nobody is immune from it. Again, look at the date on that, 15 May of 25. This is recent, and there are a long history and trend of these incidents. This one is near Springfield, Illinois. Again, single pilot operations. This one was a sudden and abrupt attitude upset on the initial climb right after takeoff. There was failed attempts, recovery attempts, which resulted again in a steep bank and a dive. The initial findings named loss of control in flight, high workload due to the single pilot operations, rapid onset of the upset, and the lack of training. So the recognition piece, as well as the innate ability to recognize, confirm, and recover from that upset recovery. Again, we do not want to do this. We want to prevent this. We want our owner pilots to enjoy many years of flying, whether they're single pilot or whether they're with crewed pilot. But again, that single pilot, there's a lot going on, which we all know about, and we need to get to that training. We need to get to the education piece of the UPRT. Here's the call to action for the OPA group. We want to share the awareness, spread the word about this group, UPRTA. There's lots of resources. We are gaining great momentum. We have a great team behind us. Share the risk. Hopefully those 2 case studies were a wake-up call for a call to action to do something, whether you're a new pilot, experienced pilot, turboprop, jet aircraft, it really doesn't matter. We are all prone to this. Lead by example, become a champion of UPRT, the principles, take part in the training, build a safer network of communities, and then share those experiences in and amongst our other OPAs. And let's all drive change. I encourage all of the OPAs to join our cause, help reduce the loss of control in flight, increasing UPRT, and we're going to provide the resources. UPRTA is going to provide agnostic resources on where to train, how to train, what the key elements of the training are. It doesn't matter where the training is. We want you to get the training. We want you to get it from a reputable source. We want you to get it for training facilities that are tailored specifically for your needs. Here's our goal for the working group for 2026. We want to identify a member from each of the OPAs to join the UPRTA, this working group. I will reach out and identify. I do have a listing of all the OPAs that are part of the MBAA OPAC, which is the OPA coalition, and I'll be reaching out specifically to try to encourage folks to identify of those OPAs, identify a lead member of the organization to work with me and work with the group for the UPRTA for this next year. Once we have developed that and identified that person, I'd like each OPA to add a link to UPRTA on their website with a brief description of what this is. Let's make it easy for our members. Let's remove the barriers for our OPA members to find information on UPRT. And UPRTA is going to be a great resource for that. The website is growing and continually providing great information. And then lastly, for a goal for next year, I'd like to share any of the UPRT experiences in and amongst our OPAs. And it'd be great to share the experiences if any of our members have had a loss of control in flight situation or leading up to that, or maybe it was a scenario where they were training and that UPRT training kicked in and they were able to recognize and confirm and recover from that and maybe prevent that loss of control in flight. So that would be a great, if we can achieve those 3 goals for 2026, I would call that a success for the OPA working group. So again, I call upon all of the leaders of the OPAs. I'll be reaching out, would like you to focus on this. Just take a few moments, identify somebody who can work with our group. And again, the ultimate goal is to make us all safer. I have a short video here. I was fortunate enough to go through the training. My quick background in the Air Force for over 30 years. I flew F-16s, Gulfstreams, and Boeing business jets. And I bring that up because when I went to UPRT training, I was a little hesitant at first. I'm like, do I need the training or not? Let's see about it. And I'm here to tell you that I am a believer. And even after having been upside down many times and recovering in the fighter world, this training is critical. What I'm going to show here is just a real quick clip of the UPRT training. We got into a stall, and then those recovery items just came naturally, and I was able to recover from this. So let me go ahead and play that real quick here. So we're just about to get into that stall.
Then please say and do your strategy, okay? Okay. Don't rush. Just say and do your strategy if you determine it's an upset, okay? Okay. All right. Eyes closed? Yep. Here we go.
So you can see here, we're just letting it develop. And then now we're...
You have control. Control. Push. Roll. Power. It's 2 Gs, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Stabilize.
So just to show you there that the UPRT training, not only is it invaluable, it will save your life. It is a lot of fun as well. And the training, some people have asked, hey, what about, I'm not very comfortable going more than 30 degrees of bank. I don't know about this, so a little bit hesitant. I will tell you that if you go to a certified UPRT training facility like the one I went to, they're going to work with you. They're going to go through the maneuvers. They're going to push that envelope of where you're comfortable and where your aircraft is comfortable. Most general aviation pilots are rightly so not going over 30 degrees of bank. Maybe get to 35, 40 degrees, but this will push the envelope. It'll let you recognize where that envelope is, where that loss of control in flight is, and then go through the proper procedures and develop that muscle memory. And that's what it's all about. All right. If you don't see your logo here and you are part of the OPA, please reach out. Let me know. I will be in touch with you soon. But again, this is just a small smattering of all of the OPAs. Each one of these has a unique aircraft, a unique culture, unique safety culture. What we want to do is form a coalition of the OPAs. We can touch many, many people by pulling the right levers, so to speak, leveraging the power and the commitment of our OPAs and really reaching out to all of the general aviation pilots to be safer, to recognize, confirm, and recover from a loss of control in flight. Thanks for listening. Hope to be in touch with all of you soon. And again, please make sure you go visit the UPRTA website. Lots of great information there. Have a great day.